everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie and today I am showing you a tour of my homeschool space. As I've said in previous videos, this room does double, triple, quadruple duty. It is our dining room, it is our homeschool space, it's also our hosting space, as Darian prefers his living room to be his. And it does so much and it has to hold so much that I thought it might be helpful to show everybody just where and how I organize things in the event that you are also finding yourself in that space where you're like, I wish I had so much more room. Now, organizing does not mean that I don't wish for a bigger space, but I do really I am really thankful for the space that I have and how organizing does help it become a little bit more useful. And there were areas in my homeschool space that weren't working that I've been able to adjust and change. Now, from the thumbnail, you will see just how bad it got in here. I did previously do a video that I haven't actually posted of me just feeling very, very overwhelmed due to the deck project, which took 2.5 weeks of our time. I was very, very much overwhelmed because I hadn't finished wrapping up last year. I had new curriculum for this coming year. I also just had a mess from the kids not putting things away. And so it was overwhelming. I thought nobody needs to see that, but maybe people will appreciate going, how can I stick all the things that we need in our homeschool? How can we put it and make it livable and workable and all of that sort of stuff? So let me turn you around and show you how I've organized. I do have some stuff here that I have to go through for our next year, but it is in 2 little boxes. Yay! And I will organize things and have everything done. But I hope this is helpful. I hope you enjoy it. All right. So we're going to start right here on my table. This carousel from Michael's worked a treat. It worked a treat. I need to organize a little bit, go through the markers, see which ones work and what don't, and put in the new stuff. But I am so thrilled with that. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It is so easy to utilize and change. I'm not sure if I've ever used these for anything. I think it would have been nice if they had more of those, but I mean, that's a minor thing. But yeah, no, this was lovely as it's mine. As I tell the kids, no toys go in there. It's beautiful and wonderful. Love that. Something that didn't work was where I put Darian's homeschool stuff. I kind of had it just on a pile on the table, and I never really was able to utilize what I had because I couldn't remember what was in the stack of pile or in the stack and the pile of books. There we go. So this way, I'm hoping we're going to give this a go, but this is his main curriculum, and then I have some books that go along with it. His main schedule is right in the middle with his pen. Don't lose that. And then I have some flashcards, little puzzles, the space shuttle, something that I want to build with him, solar system. We might get back into Story of the World with him. I'm not quite sure yet. But even his sunrise playroom stuff is in here, and I'm hoping that this will help me just be able to utilize what I have in a more efficient way. And then once we're done with the space unit, then I can just change out into different books that we're talking about, whatever unit we do next with him. We use Gather Round about 2 units every year. We'll see. Hopefully he'll do more of that later. I also have these really simple books that he works on reading aloud. If you have a child with autism and they aren't conversational, these books reading aloud are a perfect way to exercise words that aren't picture related. I love, love, love that he is starting to say on and at and in. I am loving that. So that is one of the things that I keep here because it's readily available. This is just my notebook that I keep readily available for if I have a homeschool idea, a YouTube idea, any of that, my meal plans, to-do lists, all of that. I like to have it readily available. And yeah, no, this is one of those things that I am so excited about, to have it just readily available, and it works. Over here is another area that worked and didn't. So this works just because it's really handy to have the globe ready and available. Right behind there is our pencil sharpener, and it's worked a treat. Don't need to change anything about that. This needed to change because I did have curriculum hiding in here. Unfortunately, things get piled up there, and then I was shifting things around and moving things around. Right now, my husband's lunch kit when he gets home goes there, and then all of our extra binders, do-a-tangs, folders, file folders, extra notebooks, exercise books, all of these go in here, and I can grab it and utilize it whenever I need, put my husband's lunch bags back up there, and we're good. I needed to get a new whiteboard because ours fell and broke. And so this is what I found at our local thrift store, and it is perfect. It's nice and big. It's much bigger than the other one, which means I can have all of the habits that we're working on up here right in view so that we know what we're working on. I splurged and got myself one of these at a dollar store. Yes, I'm that person that splurges at the dollar store. But I thought it would be kind of cool to write "Welcome back to school" or something like that on there. And then this is kind of our temperature chart, if you will. I wanted my kids to have kind of a measure stick so that they recognized when they needed to maybe adjust their attitudes or their habit training, all of that kind of stuff. If they're not paying attention, then their little rose gets put down a little bit. And so then they, throughout the day, can get back to a place where they're using the fruits of the Spirit. They're practicing their habits. They get up and up and up. And by the end of the day, they can have a token for using their fruits of the Spirit for the day and not fighting with each other. Another area that I utilize is under our table. We have this little shelf, and I utilize it for Darian's puzzles. It's really great for his gross motor skills, his thinking abilities. There's some games and stuff for the girls down here as well, but it's primarily a Darian space, and I like it because it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. So some of the colorful boxes are not in your face, and I just appreciate that works and that has been working. This is my books, but also our read aloud station. And I'm going to move it back up. Just give me a sec. All right, that's much better. That's months better. It goes on our record player. We don't utilize this very often unless Colin, my husband, is at home. He has his records right here. We also use the front of this for the kids' coloring books for read aloud time. So this is kind of our read aloud morning space. If the girls need to, we listen to music as well here. But our read alouds are going to be coming out of here. This is what Darian uses for his read aloud, which is his leap pad. There's just educational games on there that I want him to do since he's not really paying attention. He's usually getting into things during read aloud time, and so we got him that for his birthday. So right now we are currently reading, and we're currently reading The Fellowship of the Rings, and then the Emmanuel Project, and this book, which is Motel of Mysteries, which is a fun book as well. For next year, we're going to be doing a Bible study of self-control, so the fruits of the Spirit. We'll just read a page or two of that before our read aloud time. Just again, I want that to be something that my girls really, really are paying attention to. And so all of that read aloud stuff. I also like to tack on just a Bible verse that reminds me what I'm doing every day, why I'm doing it, and that I, have my compass on straight, if you will. Like I said, if attitudes or our morning is going rough, I will turn on some fun music to kind of wake us all up. In here, this is kind of mommy's art stuff. I've got clay and stuff like that, some books on autism and just homeschooling, that sort of thing. And then a book that I'm currently reading. These are all of the posters, banners that I usually have up. They're from previous years that I am just leaving there because with Gather Around Homeschool, you can use your lessons over again. And so I want to be able to have those readily available because I already made them once. This space is for my planner. If you didn't see last week's video, I talk about how I made this planner for free with a little bit of time to put it together. I am going to be moving it to a slightly bigger binder just so that I'm not trying to force, but I haven't really done that yet. It's still on my to-do list. But what I usually do is I have it open here so that I can readily push and pull from it. I write down what I'm doing. This is where I plan, right here. All right. Another thing that is working is this whole space right here. This area is where I have all of my art supplies, my books that I've written, that I'm planning on writing one day when I have free time, the kids' baby books, all of the things are in here. That's where my art stuff is, wrapping stuff, like everything that I need is in there. This is mommy stuff, no touchy, but my girls are little monsters, and so they cut that out, but they're constantly going in there. I did relocate some things to the top here. This is stuff from Darian's school. There's stuff from his, what do you call it, when he was first diagnosed, and so there's paperwork there that I never get to, and so it was just taking up space on our thing. Computer paper, I was like, I only grab it when I need it, so why is it taking up space on the desk? And then that's for like our taxes and stuff like that. I'm like, why is it taking up space right there? Another thing that I'm super pumped about is look at my beautiful plants. I'm not killing them. I'm very excited. All right. Oh, that's my children. Just a minute. All right. So this is the space that I really, really redid, got done. So one of the things that I put up here was for our Kiwi crates, our Tinker boxes. Each month or so, we're going to take one of those out. The kids are going to play with it. So eventually I'll have a little bit more space for the things that they create or make or whatever. And I'll do a little bit closer up, but these are things that we grab on occasion, and I want to have them readily available. And so there's a bunch of resource books up here, our Story of the World stuff. There's a few resource like coffee table books that I didn't want to put in the girls' room. My light for YouTube stuff, books that I haven't utilized yet but are coming up, our habit training, our fix it grammar, some resources, and then all of this is Matthew C and our IEW and our microscope with some things that we have there. This one I'm very excited about. This is Mommy's drawer with all of my pens and my scissors, no touchy. Some of the tape, because my children disappear with the tape all of the time and it drives her mama crazy. And then our Stamp It Up stuff that I don't know if it's Stamp It Up. It's just stamp stuff that I want to be able, and I can pull this right out. I got this for free on the side of the road and I fixed it up because it had broken. This is actually the back of the drawers. I took the broken plastic and just put a piece of cardboard in the back and spray painted it and put some knobs on it and boom, for free. So I'm very excited about free stuff. Anyway, all back here is the brain work, gather around homeschool teacher guides. Now I decided to put them all here because I kind of had them willy-nilly and I want them all in one place. I'm not going to be utilizing them very often, thus they're in kind of the back, but I want them all together because I can sometimes, especially for Darian, I will be grabbing one unit and deciding, oh, we're going to do this unit, so then I can grab it and plan and do whatever and put it back. So the Matthew C videos that the kids need by the computer, it's right there. Flashcards are right there. Their Bible is right there. Some who is, what is, where is, all of those books are right there. This one I wanted to read ahead for medieval times or Middle Ages now. And so that's why that one's there. Over here is our science books. I found that I utilized them very little, but they're right available for me. It's not super super easy with all the computer stuff in the way, but I know I only need to grab it once or two times throughout the year, and so I have that there. Oh, I think I showed you my laminator. I need that. And the paper, that sheaf that I'm currently using is there. This is my husband's drawers of just miscellaneous stuff that he has there. This one we have is a coloring book. And what I'm going to be doing for Darian next year is kind of sitting and waiting here in the back. So I have that ready to go for him. And then down here, this one, and this one are books and resources for the next coming year for the girls specifically. So all of the books that we have are already prepared and ready to go. I have them grouped in their units. And so everything is ready to go. And then I just grab them whenever I need. These are my husband's keepsakes. These are books from past units. This is where I keep my record keeping for all of their school years. Oh, it's getting dark. This is where my printer paper, or my printer ink, there we go, is. That is actually empty, so yay, more space. I have their Lego bins in this one and that one. This one, what I was going to chat about is I got the girls some of these things, and I'm going to put their morning stuff. Right now, this is their summer reading, their summer books, all of that is in there. I'm also going to either put my current teacher planner in here or just have it as more space for teacher guides eventually. We'll see. And down here is the Matthew C manipulatives. And then this is, sorry, there we go. This is where the kids are going to be putting their books that they use in the afternoon. So morning time goes up there in these, afternoon goes there, because it was getting just too cluttered and too much. This is our magazine rack for all of the books that they're going to do for that unit. It goes in there. And then last but not least, it's on the other side of the table. So this is a mama spot. So right now I have some kids stuff that I need to go through and decide, but a lot of this stuff is going to be moved into those other things once summer is done, but I have it just sitting here. This is the blackboard that we use for Fix-It Grammar, so it needs to be readily available. I've got some homeschool magazines that I got from our thrift store that I thought were kind of fun. I have some curriculum stuff that I'm writing for the kids on just like evidence of God in the world that we don't really hear about often. So that's in there. And then this beautiful tray is where I usually keep what I'm doing, my current projects, that sort of thing. And it shows my Dutch heritage, but it just makes me happy. And so sometimes we need to do things that are happy. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, that it is something that has been helpful to see just, life, what you have to do to make sure that your homeschool space works, that everything works for you. And I just hope that you have a wonderful homeschool year, that you're able, oh, sorry, buddy, one durable, and that you are enjoying your beautiful summer like I am. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, everyone.